Previously on Dead Mount Deathplay, the legendary hero Shigrua is facing off against the necromancer corpse god in what promises to be a battle of the century. In the final confrontation, the necromancer uses a reincarnation spell and wakes up in an unfamiliar world, where he is chased by a hitman. Despite these obstacles, he manages to regain all of his memories and utilizes his magical powers to deal with the hitman. In order to avoid local authorities, he uses his magic to revive the hitman and joins forces with her employer in hopes to create a peaceful world. After Polka's heroic act of rescuing children from a burning building, news about walking skeletons and a giant skeleton arm floods the internet. Despite the buzz, Misaki is unfazed and even impressed by the turn of events. It seems that Polka will be employing his minions on a regular basis. Misaki doesn't mind hanging out with the guy who killed her. It's quite the opposite. She might be in love. Kuruya always suspected that she had a loose screw. It turns out that Clarissa is the owner of the building known as the Torture Building, but Polka is happy to live here. The building is filled with ghosts that he can use to supply his magic. Polka's body was originally owned by someone who had a family. To put their minds at ease, he decides to send them postcards to let them know that he's on a prolonged vacation. Although he can only recall the family names of the original Polka, recovering memories from the distant past is difficult. One memory in particular, however, has left a strong impression on him. Polka is uncertain if he's in another world or not, as the creatures in this world are the same as those in his own. What matters most is that the Geldwood religion doesn't exist here, which is a relief to him. Back in his world, he was considered an abomination by the followers of this religion, and they had tried to destroy him, which is given since he was a colossal skeleton. Polka reveals that his true identity is that of the corpse god. While Misaki finds this revelation fascinating, Kuruya seems less impressed. Peace is within Polka's reach. All that's left is to find whoever paid to have this body killed. Misaki and Kuruya are both unaware of who ordered the hit on Polka, but Clarissa possesses the knowledge and is keeping it a secret in exchange for his use of the building. Polka intends to conduct his own investigation to identify the culprit and bring about peace. Kuruya notes that Clarissa is not the only intermediary for assassins, but acknowledges that few possess the ability to kill Polka. He considers the possibility that the lemmings could be able to, but dismisses the idea just as quickly. Kuruya wonders if bringing this nutjob back to life is really a good idea. Despite her killing the original Polka, he has forgiven her. I mean, the original has. He is right there, using Kuruya's drone as a vessel. Polka possesses the ability to transfer souls from one vessel to another, and admits that human life is like a toy to him. This revelation prompts Kuruya to remain cautious around him. To begin his new life, Polka contemplates possible professions that would allow him to earn some cash. Misaki suggests that he could be an excellent assassin, but Polka admits that it's not his strong suit. However, after seeing how effortlessly he dealt with her, she disagrees. As they receive an unexpected visit, Misaki is approached by someone who informs her that hitmen are after him and seeks her aid in dealing with them. Misaki is hesitant to accept the request until Polka volunteers to take on the request, and then Misaki agrees as well. The informant discloses that the hitmen are taking rest in an abandoned warehouse, making it an ideal time to attack. He adds that they have previously worked with someone whom Misaki has killed before, referring to her old friend. Without hesitation, Misaki charges in, but it turns out to be a trap. She is confronted by several men armed with metal bars, yet she easily overpowers them. Even when caught, she breaks free and knocks out her assailants, but is shot from behind by the same person who had requested her aid. It turns out to be a revenge attack for killing their former boss. However, Polka appears out of nowhere and surprises the attackers, using his magic to revive Misaki and giving her the added advantage of being a zombie. He asserts that a few bullet holes won't harm her, and Misaki proves his point by sending one of the thugs flying. Kuruya wonders if Polka knew that it was a trap all along, but Polka explains that he didn't. He accepted the request, not from the hitmen, but from the spirits of children who haunt him. With his giant skeleton arms, he crushes all the thugs, thus freeing the children's spirits. The bullet holes on Misaki's body heal immediately, a testament to her newfound monstrous nature. Kuruya is left to ponder why Polka listened to the children's ghosts. Polka confesses that even though he sees human lives as mere toys, he takes good care of them, especially since they can make children smile. Kuruya finally grasps the essence of their values and how they differ in their perception of toys versus lives. He acknowledges that Polka is a dangerous individual, but perhaps he and Misaki are the true scumbags in this scenario. Later, Kuruya reports to Clarissa about the recent incident and wonders if she truly backed out of the hit on Polka. She assures him that she did, and notes that the remnants of the gang they dealt with earlier are unlikely to pose any further threat, as they have made too many enemies. Meanwhile, the same gang that was targeted wants to launch a full-scale attack on Misaki and Polka, but their entire group is already massacred by the infamous lemmings. Polka mentions that vampires were real in his old world. Misaki finds the idea of being a vampire cool, and Polka admits that with enough mana, he could transform her into one like a character straight out of a video game. Karuya watches their antics, wondering how long they'll continue playing house. Nevertheless, he doesn't mind as he was getting bored with his life anyway. Meanwhile, Clarissa is enjoying her massage and contemplates Polka's weakness for children, which she sees as a way to control him. Suddenly, she receives a call from her client who wanted Polka dead. She demands more information about the target, but the caller informs her that Polka is just a high schooler. Dissatisfied with the answer, Clarissa terminates their contract. A man is apologizing to a group, explaining that he cannot afford to pay because he did not realize that a single beer would cost 60,000 yen. Meanwhile, a drunken customer is searching for Clarissa and complains that more and more bars are ripping their customers. He even mentions the rumors about skeletons and inappropriately touches a girl's bottom, despite the lounge's hands-off policy. At the torture building, Karuya expresses his curiosity about Misaki's body, and Polka explains that she can self-repair and resist decay, making her practically immortal. Additionally, she is now a bit stronger and less sensitive than before. Polka advises her to consume raw meat if she sustains a severe injury. She's a carnivore now. Moreover, her saliva contains a potent paralytic effect. Karuya wonders what kind of creature she really is, and she even tests it by biting Polka, paralyzing him. Misaki playfully asks if Kurupan wants her to bite him too, but he's not interested in 3D women who view a kiss from them as a reward. She's a monster through and through. While paralyzed, Polka wonders if this world has superhuman bogeyman, such as the legendary hero. The police are investigating the area where Polka took care of the thugs. Suddenly, a man covered in bandages, lemmings, appears and destroys the boulder apart. When the police rush to investigate, he vanishes, but they find the thugs' bodies. Meanwhile, the man who couldn't pay for his drink earlier beats up the scammers and receives a call. At the same time, the drunk man who was looking for Clarissa also receives a call and becomes furious that he won't be able to see her today. He leaves the bar in a huff. Karuya is still curious about Polka's world and asks more questions. Polka explains that their world also used a decimal system, and most people had 10 fingers, with some variations. Polka can't wrap his head around the fact that this is another world since the people here look the same, and magic works in the same way. He wonders if somehow, their two worlds are connected. Eventually, Karuya's paralysis wears off, and Misaki notes that her new ability is quite useful, as she can save on nails. Polka agrees, stating that the more ways you have to incapacitate someone, the better. Karuya concurs, particularly after seeing Polka's last performance in which he conveniently hid the corpses. However, Polka points out that they are still alive, but probably no longer sane enough to testify. He made sure they'll never be able to kill anyone again. The man from the bar and the one that beat up the scammers meet up. They are part of an occult investigation team. The thugs are really alive, and the two have never seen human square knot before. No wonder they were called first. The team's top suspects for the situation are the Lemmings, the Grim Reaper, and the fire-breathing bug, but they believe that this situation doesn't match their typical work. With a new suspect in mind, they become excited to continue their investigation. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this.